Have you ever worked a night shift when everything feels normal, but something just feels off? These are real stories from people who worked alone at night and experienced something they'll never forget. About a year ago, I was working the night shift at a small hotel. It wasn't a busy place, 3 floors, around 40 rooms, and most nights barely 10 were occupied. My shift was from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. Quiet, boring, peaceful. Or at least, it used to be. One night around 11 p.m., a man buzzed at the front door. I let him in. He looked normal at first, mid-40s, tall, wearing a baseball cap, carrying a backpack. He asked for a room. I gave him the price. He paid with a card, and I handed him the key to room 214. But something felt off. He stared at me just a little too long before walking away. Around midnight, I saw him again. Not upstairs, not in his room. He was sitting in the lobby, staring at a TV that wasn't even turned on, not moving, not using his phone, just staring. That's when I checked the system. Room 214 was listed as vacant. No check-in, no payment, no record of him ever being there. My heart started racing. I called the room. No answer. Checked the key logs. No one had even entered the room. That's when it hit me. He was never a guest, but he was still there, sitting in the lobby, watching me. As the night went on, he kept moving around the building. Hallways, staircases, dark corners, always watching, always silent. At one point, he stood outside a guest's room, just standing there, not knocking, not moving, just watching. That's when I called the police. Before they arrived, he walked up to the desk, leaned in, and asked in a low voice, "Is there any food?" I pointed to the vending machines. He smiled slightly and walked away. Finally, around 4:10 a.m., the police arrived. They questioned him and then took him away. Turns out, the card he used was stolen. He wasn't a guest. He never had a room. He had just been wandering the hotel for hours, watching people. And to this day, I still don't know what he was planning to do. Story 2. I was just curious. My name is Meredith. I worked the night shift at a small gas station. It was quiet, predictable, until one night, around 1 a.m., a man walked in. He didn't buy anything. He just stood there, staring at me. Then he said something that made my stomach drop. "You always work this late." I tried to brush it off, but then he said my name, Meredith. I wasn't wearing a name tag. He pointed at my handwriting on a sign and said he recognized it. Every little detail he had noticed. After that, he started showing up more often, sometimes inside the store, sometimes sitting in his car outside, with the lights off, just watching. One night, he said, "You ever get scared, being alone at night?" That's when I knew this wasn't normal. Then one day, I found a photo on the counter, a picture of me, taken outside while I was working. No note, just the photo. The next time he came in, I told him to leave. I told him I'd call the police. He didn't get angry. He just said, "I just noticed things." But this wasn't noticing. This was obsession. The police were called. They searched his car and found a notebook. Inside were notes about me. My schedule, my habits, my movements, page after page, filled with my name, over and over and over again. A restraining order was filed. I moved, changed jobs, but even now, when I drive home at night and see headlights behind me for too long, I still feel like someone is watching. Story 3. The Bell. I worked at a small motel, night shift, alone. One night around 2 a.m., the front desk bell rang. I went to check, but no one was there. I thought it was nothing, but then it rang again and again. Each time, no one. So I sat behind the desk, waiting, watching. Minutes passed. Silence. Then suddenly, the bell rang again. But this time, I saw it. A pale hand reached up from under the desk and pressed the bell, right in front of me. I ran, locked myself in the back room. Watching the security camera, I saw him. A man crawling out from under the desk. He stood up slowly and started walking around the lobby. Then he walked toward the hallway, leading to me. The door handle started to move, just once, slowly, then stopped. I called 911. Minutes later, police arrived, but the man was gone. No trace, just a rock near the door, holding it open. And one question that still haunts me: how long was he hiding there? If you enjoyed these real night shift horror stories, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.